Okay, so I'm recording now, and I am sorry in advance if people start squawking, but we're just doing the best that we can. So I, first of all, am so excited for you guys to be in this program, and I know that if you are like I was back in January, you're really excited and probably really nervous and maybe feel really overwhelmed by the idea of doing all this, the nutrition and the timing and everything. So I just want to break it down for you tonight so that over the next couple days before we start on Monday, you can kind of be getting your head around what you need to do and what it looks like and all of that. And I will say, because I just completed it and I have friends who are in the original test group and I've been able to be in a test group with Autumn Calabrese for it, is the biggest thing that I can tell you guys is to trust the process. This program is 80 days long for a reason. It's built into 3 phases. And so one thing that's really important, I think, to know is that each phase is different. And so over the course of 80 days, your body is going to change, your weight is going to fluctuate. There's going to be days where you feel fluffy. There's going to be days where you feel super shredded. There's going to be a lot of days where you feel really sore. So that's very, very normal. The first phase that you guys are going to go through, phase 1, is really built on kind of conditioning, having you drop some weight. You're going to really probably see some fairly rapid changes or feel rapid changes. The second phase is all about building your strength. And so you are going to bulk up. Most of the women actually in the test group gained weight during this phase. So I want this just to be on your radar so you know and aren't surprised. And then phase 3 is where it all comes together and it's going to shred out. So you may be going through this process and you're going to be like, what's going on? But trust the process, guys. I literally cannot say that enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen right now. So if you are just listening to the audio, at some point I would recommend if you can take a glance at the screen. Okay, so Beachbody On Demand, here we go. And if you haven't gone in this before, you can pull it up on your iPhone or your phone, Android, Roku, Fire Stick, computer, smart TV. All of those places you'll be able to access it. You won't be able to pull up the actual program materials from your computer, from your TV. So for like the meal plans and all that, you'll actually want to either be on your computer or your phone. But when you log in, you'll go to here. Apparently I actually need to log in, so let me log in real quick. And then this is where we're going to spend kind of the bulk of the time. So I want to walk through it with you. So in here, there's going to be the workout list. This actually has the whole, every workout. So you'll click on phase 1 and it has all the workouts. You can see the details of like what equipment you need, which is really helpful. And there's actually the calendar, the eating plan tips and quick start tips. I would recommend watching these 2. They're really, really helpful. Sorry, ignore Paisley. And then you can kind of go through, and then weekly obsession I loved. And this plays automatically at the end of your last workout every week. But it's really fun to watch, and you kind of get a heads up of what's going to happen the next week. And especially as you move into phase 2, you'll start talking about refeed days and all this stuff that you guys don't have to worry about yet. It's going to be really, really helpful for you. So these things are really good to watch and kind of listen. But the program materials is where you're going to spend a big chunk of your time. And so on here, okay, I'm going to move into our room oh, I won't. Paisley's going to, okay, I'm just going to hang out here. And sorry, I'm going to move. No, I'm not. Okay, sorry, this is like, she's really cleaning without me. So, okay. Sorry about that. So calendar and tracking, if you want to see the actual calendar and you want to like print it off and check it all off, it's here, super helpful. And then, let me move this here real quick. We've got on here the tracking sheets. These ones are really helpful if you want to like track your weights, and I would recommend this because you're going to get stronger. So again, those are all here. Everything is in here. There's actually a whole playlist, and there's a Spotify playlist on Spotify for every phase 2 if you want to be in there. But the starter guide, this is where we're going to dive into all of this stuff here. So you're going to want to, very first thing, guys, take your pictures. I know it's awkward. Believe me, I just posted my first picture, but you are going to visually see changes, most likely before you see changes on the scale. Or in a lot of people's case, you may actually gain weight and lose inches and look like you dropped 10 pounds when you actually gained 3 because of muscle. So it's really imperative that you take your before pictures and that you do your measurements. And you're going to take those at every phase so we can kind of track it along the way. So this has the information on how to do it. And actually in the tracker app, you can upload it and be updating your measurements, and it will actually like start shrinking and stuff. It's really, really cool. This next one is the most important. So your calorie target. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. When I very first did my calorie target, I freaked out a little bit, and I was like, I'm going to be eating what? Because it's a lot of food. But what you have to remember is these workouts are an hour long for most of them. You're going to be lifting heavy weights, and your metabolism is going to rev up. And really what you have to start thinking about is food is fuel. And when you're eating clean, nutrient-dense foods, it's not like you're stuffing your face with Doritos and Taco Bell. Like, this stuff is not going to gain lots of weight for you. So what you need to do is very first do your phase 1 calculation. And then you're going to be in your maintenance calories right here. Now, if you are somebody who is not wanting to lose weight, or you are breastfeeding, you will want to actually just stop here and stay in maintenance. If you have weight to lose, then you're going to go into this calorie deficit area right here. So this is kind of very, very important, because what will happen is if you do this wrong and when I scroll down and you don't like the meal plan, and if you adjust it, your body can actually go into starvation mode, where it gets so stressed because it's working out so hard, and it feels like I'm not going to get more food, and it actually doesn't drop weight. So a lot of people, again, in the very first test group back in the fall, they actually had to bump up calorie brackets because they were not getting enough to eat. So make sure that you're really real with yourself of like, okay, do I want to just gain muscle? Do I want to actually lose weight and gain muscle? And we can tweak it along the way, but this is where it's at. And then we're actually going to come back and recalculate again each phase. So you'll come back to this for sure. And then here's the eating plan. Now, before you guys freak out about the eating plan you're in, because it will tell you, like, if you fall into this bracket, this is where you fall, I want you to notice first and foremost, there's just a couple 100 calorie difference between these. And so if you are in plan C and you're like, oh my gosh, why am I not in plan A? It's not that many more calories, so don't freak out about that. To be very real with you guys, I was in plan D. Because of breastfeeding and all of that. So I was eating all the food and I got crazy great results, and I'm really happy with them. So do that. And here's the most important phase. If you have to stick with your phase, again, we're going to give it 2 weeks. If you feel like I'm starving or I'm hangry or I am so full I feel bloated and can't handle it, after 2 weeks we will adjust it, but you have to give your body time to adjust, because again, it's most likely not used to doing this intensity of workout. It's most likely not used to doing this kind of thing, so do that, okay? Watch the starter videos, get your workouts. And then this kind of breaks it down here. This is going to be talking about your workout block supplements. So before we go into workout block, I want to talk to you guys about supplements. Shakeology for me is a game changer. I'm not just saying this because I'm a coach. In this program, you're cutting out sugar. You will probably have sweet tooth cravings. I made mug cakes out of Shakeology multiple times, a lifesaver. But also, it is going to give you very, very nutrient-dense nutrition, basically. And your body is going through this detox. It just helps you so much. And when you're eating 6 times a day, having a meal that you can literally just blend up or shake up is really, really nice, because sometimes you just want to break from like all the food. So Shakeology is huge. My personal favorites are vegan vanilla and vegan chocolate. I love blending them. I think blending them is the best, and we'll talk more about that. But if you're not on Shakeology, really recommend it, again, because I personally know it will get you great results. The Performance line as well. So the Performance line is actually really cool. It is the official sponsor of the Ironman competition, if you're familiar with that. It's made with, I think I can speak out now. Sorry guys, I'm on live here. It is made with all natural ingredients. So it's, again, very high quality, nutrient dense food. I'm going to turn off the baby monitors. Okay, you may still hear Caleb, I'm sorry. So I will be, again, very, very honest with you guys. I actually recommend all of it. I did not use all of it. So for a lot of programs, I don't always recommend the Performance line. I don't think it's a necessity, but in this one I do. So I personally, every day, just about, actually every day, use Energize and Recover. Hydrate is really great. It's like an all-natural Gatorade. So cardio days, or if you sweat a lot, that's awesome. Recharge, I personally haven't really done it. It's a nighttime one you take before bed that, again, helps your body recover. Apparently, it really helps with muscle soreness. So that one's great. But these two, for me, are awesome. Energize, it is all natural. It's a pre-workout that gets you amped up, but it doesn't give you the jitters at all. It tastes like lemonade, and you like feel like kick in and you're just ready to go. But not only does it wake you up, which for me, getting no sleep, because my daughter does not sleep, was helpful, but it also helps you maximize your workout. It allows you to push your muscles harder than you would have been otherwise. So that's pretty cool. But recover is the big one. And here is why. You are going to be sore. You are literally doing a different workout every single day, and your body is in a constant state of muscle confusion. So this actually counts as one of your meals. Post-workout, you get it with fruit. You blend it with frozen cherries or frozen banana. It's amazing. It tastes, I literally will crave it during my workouts, but it helps so much with sore muscles. I went a week without it and was dying. So this one, again, I don't always recommend these. Super helpful for your actual recovery. So those are the performance line and how they actually fit into everything. Now, and again, I'm really sorry if you can hear my kids behind me. It's just the way it is. Now we're going to dive into nutrition. So this is where I know people tend to get overwhelmed. And again, I want you guys just to trust the process. You hear my daughter crying. My husband has her, so she's fine. So food lists. Okay. Again, you can make this program what you want it to be. If you want it to, if you want to dial in, you are going to follow these right here. They're listed in the order of nutrition. And so what that means is if you look, for instance, at your yellow container, yes, you can have tortillas. Yes, you can have bread. A sweet potato is going to be a whole lot better for you than that. And so you can adjust your containers depending on how focused you want to be as well. And so these are your okay foods. Now, if you look at it, you're like, oh no, that's all okay foods. No, it's actually a lot of foods. And for you guys will get your containers. And so, for instance, your oatmeal, you'll just pour in, once it's cooked, into your little yellow container, and you can dump it. You're not going to have to stuff a whole tortilla in a yellow container. It just tells you, okay, you can have 2 small ones. So there is, again, a ton of food on this list. And for me, I'm sorry, let me just check really quickly and make sure she's okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. So these are, I'm gonna bring this back out here. This is just ridiculous, guys, but it's real life and it's fine. Just what we do here. Okay, so these are your foods. So again, there's lots of options. If you have something that you're like, can I have this? Just let us know and you can post. But again, this should give you lots and lots of options to work off of. These things down here, we're going to talk about the refeed day when it comes up. So don't worry about it yet. But basically, there are days in phase 2 where you get some extra treats. These things are free, or if you want to add almond milk to your Shakeology or something like that, that's what it counts as. So you can see all that here. And then again, this talks about your supplements more. So those are your actual lists of foods that you can have. If you're following the vegan plan, it's a little bit different. But I'm just going to go down in here I'll just click on Plan C. So we'll just kind of walk through a sample day. Now, I actually had this up on my phone the whole time I'm doing the program because I kind of just reference it through the day. But it's really, really helpful. So you're going to test into your plan, and it's going to tell you, okay, each day you're going to get 5 greens, 3 purples, 5 reds, 4 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 5 spoons. So this is your plan. And then it has a breakout. Now what's really, really helpful is it has kind of the plan here, but then it will actually give you, number 1, an example meal plan, and we'll be sharing lots more in our actual file section of the group. Your rest day meal plan, your refeed day meal plan, again, which we're going to talk about, peak week we're going to talk about later. And then this was the most helpful, where you can actually either print off the menu plans, or right here is where I always reference your workout blocks, because this is kind of where the time nutrition piece really comes into play. And so it's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Basically how this works is you are doing timed nutrition, which is telling you when to eat what foods to maximize your results. And if you really want to max out your results in the program, again, you're going to trust the process and you're going to do it to the best that you can. Basically, you're needing to eat about every hour and a half to 3 hours apart. And I will be honest with you guys, like I have little kids at home. My timing was oftentimes off, but I did the best I can. So don't beat yourself up if you're off, if your workout block is screwed up or something like that. Just do your best. And it's, you're going to have days that are perfect and you're going to have days that are tough. But this is how it works. So your workout block right here counts as the meal you have before your workout, and then your post-workout meal. So you can kind of see some examples of like, what does it look like if I work out in the morning? What does it look like if I work out in the middle of the day? What does it look like if I work out at night? So that's a really, really helpful thing. And then if you're not using the performance line, this has it kind of broken out here as well. So with this one, basically if you look at it, you're going to see that you're going to make sure that you're going to have carbs right before and right after your meal. And then they kind of are broken out strategically through the rest of your day. But you have to kind of trust your process because your body really needs that protein boost beforehand and all of that. You cannot switch up the order of your meals. So a lot of people will ask that and say like, okay, well, can I swap meal number 3 with meal number 1? No, if you're going to do it the way it's written, you need to trust, again, the way it was written. The one meal that you can switch is meal option 1. You can move this meal of any meal plan as your pre-workout meal. So let's say you're working out at 5:30 a.m. or you're working out at 7 and you just don't want like protein, veggies, and a carb that early. You can actually just do your fruit, veggie, and your protein. So one example that I oftentimes had was like my Shakeology with a banana, almond butter, and some carrots on the side, or I'd blend spinach in it. Or I have a hard-boiled egg, an apple slice with some peanut butter, and some carrot sticks on the side or something like that. So if you don't want a lot of food first thing in the morning, this is a really good one to do. But basically, so you'll have your pre-workout meal, you'll take your Energize, you'll do your workout, then you will have your recover with, and again, I would try to blend it with fruit. About an hour after you finish your workout, you're going to have your post-workout meal. So again, that's going to be maybe like I would do, some sweet potatoes and some Shakeology and some veggies or something like that. Eggs, if I'd have breakfast, that would be my breakfast time right there. Then you're going to have fruit, protein, veggies, and then you can kind of see how it works out. So you just do it in the sequence. So, and one thing that's important to know as well is it doesn't matter if you switch up the times of your workout. So let's say Monday morning, you're all ready to go, you do it, and then Tuesday you have some appointments in the morning, or you just, something gets thrown off. That's fine. You can move your workouts week to week, day to day. It's keeping the workout block specifically that's really the one that matters. So it's really just preparation. In the first couple weeks may feel overwhelming. You may be like, I'm eating what, when, and I'm eating so much food. Oh my goodness. It will become like second nature, and your body within about a week will start getting hungry about every 2 hours. So you'll be like, oh, it's time to eat. And so the key for being successful with this is really just planning ahead and thinking through. So for me, I would be like, okay, I'm going to hard boil a bunch of eggs on Sunday night. I'm going to cook a bunch of sweet potatoes ahead of time. I'm going to chop up a big, Tupperware container of bell peppers and cucumbers and have those sitting in the fridge. So it's just quick and easy to grab and go, or if you need to be at work, things like that. So the other place that's a really helpful resource is that, and I'm going to be sharing these in our group as well, but the Beachbody, I'm trying to type with one hand here, sorry. The Beachbody blog, that one, they have a ton of really great meal plan, like they have 8 pre-workout meal plan ideas. They have so many different 80-day obsession things in here that are great ideas and recipes and all sorts of stuff. So if you haven't looked and checked out the Beachbody blog yet, there's a lot in here. Again, that's super, super helpful. Fixate is another one that I want to make sure you guys know about. That is actually in your program here. And if you scroll down, let me find it here for you. I always pass it, and then I also have to find it again. Oh, here we go. So Autumn Calabrese's brother is actually a professional chef, and it's really helpful. So they have all sorts of great foundational videos of like how to meal prep, Autumn Calabrese's, or doing 5 days of food at once. What is in your pantry? How do the containers work? Like these are really, really, really helpful. Shakeology recipes, all sorts of stuff. And then it will actually say on a lot of them, if you go up to the actual program material, It has the recipes, and let me show you guys what it looks like. So you can kind of scroll through, and it will tell you on them if they're 80-day obsession approved or not. So like that one apparently is not. I'm trying to find one that is. Right here. It'll be like in the corner. It'll be like 80-day obsession. These are actually one of our favorite muffins to make. So 80-day obsession approved. So Fixate is a really great resource for you as well. So basically with all of that, it's just the planning ahead. So I want you guys to kind of get your head around like, okay, I'm just going to have food prep so I know what I'm eating before my workout, what I'm eating after my workout. And I want you to understand the importance of your bracket that you're in and all of that. If you start to feel really, really hungry, like I'm cranky and I'm irritable and I like can't even focus because I'm so hungry, we're going to bump you up a bracket. But otherwise, we'll kind of see where everybody's at. I'll be sure to share meal plans for every bracket and all of those things. The other thing that's really important for you to know is that the first few days, you may feel, depending on what your diet has been, you may feel some like detox symptoms, because when you cut out sugar and processed foods, your body actually has to detox from that. So you may get headaches, you may feel cranky, you may feel like foggy. That is all normal. It will get better within a couple days. And the other thing you might also kind of start to feel is when your body isn't used to having this many like vegetables and fiber, you may get some gas, you may get some bloating. That definitely happened to all of us in our current group. And then again, by the second or third week, it was totally gone. So it's just one of those things where you're going to trust the process and go through, and you're going to be amazed as you kind of start learning about your body and how different things impact it or not. So don't be intimidated by it. For me, honestly, it felt really freeing to be able to be like, great, I don't even have to think about if I'm hungry, what I'm supposed to eat, because I know I'm having, you know, my almonds and my, you know, whatever, my muffin and things like that. So don't be intimidated. You can do it. The workouts are hard, but they're not that hard. So you're going to need your bands, you're going to need your sliders and some weights. In the first phase, I stuck between like 5 and 20 pounds for the most part. By the end of phase 3, I was using some 50s and 55s. If you don't have those weights, that's okay, but I really love our Bowflex adjustable ones, so they're great. And otherwise, I think we are done. If you guys have questions, though, I'm going to post the recording for this in our group. Hold on just a second. Hey, buddy, I'm almost done, okay? Thanks for your patience with me. If you guys have questions on it, though, I'm going to post it in our group, and you can comment below, and we'll be sure to hash it all out. Or you can shoot me a message on Facebook or email me or whatever. So thanks for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys have a good evening. I'm excited to jump into this more, and I will talk to you guys soon.